Good evening, I'm Byron Scott with a CTV News update. Topping the news tonight, a Maryland State Delegate knows firsthand the anguish of the baby formula shortage. Delegate Leslie Lopez of District 39 is a mom of 2 boys. She says she hasn't had any luck finding formula on store shelves. Her youngest son, Graham, is 4.5 months. As of today, they're almost down to Graham's last can of formula.
I don't think people really understand how important this issue is and how impactful this is. There are no other choices. This is it. If you have a child under 6 months, especially, they're either going to be eating breast milk or formula. My son can go up to like maybe 5 or 6 ounces in a feeding, but I've noticed lately that he is only really doing about 4 at a time. So now I crank it down a little bit to start at 4 so we don't waste any.
Lopez says she is working on ways to address the matter in the Maryland legislature. Well, a local nonprofit says it's struggling to get enough baby formula for families. Shabbat Ministries, Inc., of First Baptist Church of Glenarden, helps county families in need. Typically, they have about 35 to 40 cans of formula on hand to hand out weekly. Now they're down to the last 12, and they're not sure when the next batch will come in.
After these 12 cans of baby formula, I don't know where else I can turn to get any more. Right now, we've not had to turn anyone away. That's why I had mentioned about managing what we do, how we go about doing it. We ask the mothers that come, are they in need of formula? So if they let us know they're in need, we'll go and check to see whether or not we have it available.
Pope says she continues to have hope that they'll get more formula in soon. Well, 32% of Americans live with communities with high or medium levels of COVID infections. That's according to Dr. Rochelle Walensky, director of the Centers for Disease Control. During a White House COVID response team meeting today, she urged local leaders to increase testing and treatment options. Meantime, if eligible for a booster shot, Walensky says now is the time.
So whether it's your first booster or your second, if you haven't had a vaccine dose since the beginning of December 2021 and you're eligible, now is the time to get one. As we're currently seeing a steady rise of cases in parts of the country, we encourage everyone to use the menu of tools we have today to prevent further infection and severe disease, including wearing a mask, getting tested, accessing treatments early if infected, and getting vaccinated or boosted, especially if you're over 50 and if your last dose was more than 5 months ago.
Walensky is also encouraging local leaders to consider indoor masking policies. Well, the latest COVID numbers indicate a significant rise in hospitalizations statewide. The Maryland Department of Health says more than 1,800 people are currently hospitalized with COVID. Yesterday's number was just over 400. We contacted the health department to get more clarity regarding the numbers. We have yet to hear back from them. Now, the positivity rate in Prince George's now is at 9.66%. 3 Marylanders have died of COVID over the past 24 hours. And another jurisdiction in the D.C. area is recommending that residents mask up once again. Montgomery County joins Prince George's in recommending that residents voluntarily wear masks in indoor public spaces. County Executive Mark Eldridge says the spike in COVID-19 cases has lasted longer than expected. The county is also recommending that residents get tested after returning home from travel. And you can now order a 3rd round of free COVID-19 at-home test kits. The White House announced yesterday that U.S. households can request an additional 8 free kits that will be shipped by the U.S. Postal Service. The 3rd round brings the total number of free tests available to 16. The announcement comes as coronavirus cases surge again across the country. For more information, log on to covidtest.gov or call 1-800-232-0233 for assistance. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Byron Scott. More news in a bit, plus a conversation with County Council hopeful Walla Blagay. Stay with us.
During high school, I hung with the wrong crowd and I never graduated.
I helped Santiago in many different ways, like all fathers do, because he always wanted to go to college.
I felt a little embarrassed to come back to school, but eventually, once I came here, I knew that it's for a bigger goal.
He was very dedicated, hardworking. He connected with his teachers, he connected with other students. That was one of the key reasons why he was able to keep forging ahead.
It was amazing to see him graduate. This was one thing that meant so much to him, and of course, it meant so much to us too.
With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed. That support is everything.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Innovation transforms the world, moving us forward not just in steps, but in leaps and bounds. Innovation created a healthcare system so extraordinary, it not only improves the lives of veterans, it transforms the lives of healthcare professionals, collaborating through integrated care teams, accessing the latest technology, working with the most advanced medical science, and even creating it. Like discovering new ways to integrate technology with the human body. It's a unique culture of transformation that leads to solutions that best serve our veterans. The Department of Veterans Affairs, where innovation ensures those who served our nation are served by the very best. See how a career at VA can transform your future.
Welcome back. One Rockville man is celebrating a big financial win this week. Roger Plout just learned that his student loan balance was wiped clean thanks to the recent changes in the government's public service loan forgiveness program. Plout had been making payments on his student loan since 2008. He applied for the program that was supposed to forgive his balance after working in public service and making payments for 10 years, but he was among the 90% of applicants who were denied. Last year, President Biden asked the Education Department to rework the program.
2 days ago, I got a notification in my email, and I opened the document, and it said that my balance was zero, that my total student debt had been forgiven. Over the years, I had paid about $70,000. You know, my wife and I had struggled to make these payments every month for all these years. And then by the time, it came to the application process, there was still about $58,000 of the balance remaining because of interest, and I found out 2 days ago that $58,000 had been forgiven.
The application process can be extensive. For more information on the PSLF program, log on to studentaid.gov. Well, there are 5 people running for a council seat on District 6, and each says they are best qualified for the job. One of them is attorney and advocate Walla Blagay, who's been in Prince George's County for more than 20 years. Blagay says one of the issues that's important to her and District 6 is commercial development. The candidate acknowledges she faces stiff competition.
And I have a lot of competition, but let me tell you this. I am an attorney and I've written legislation. I have advocated on behalf of legislations. I've worked with legislators to change legislation, and I've testified on legislation. I have that unique ability. With my legal background, with the work that I've done, I'm ready on day one. I understand development. I understand the process. The Prince George's County Council is the legislative body for Prince George's County. That's what we do. We pass legislation on behalf of the county, and what I will be able to do is do that quickly because of my knowledge base.
Blagay has also received the endorsement of the immigrant organization CASA. The primary is set for July 19. Well, a Riverdale woman has been arrested in connection with a domestic-related murder that occurred back in 2021. The suspect is 23-year-old Norma Rivas Villacorta. Last May, police discovered the body of Kayshawn Daly inside a home on the 6700 block of Oakland Avenue. He had been shot to death. Investigators say the two were in a relationship. The suspect faces first and second-degree murder charges. And a longtime figure in Maryland politics has passed away. Former Montgomery County Executive Sidney Kramer died Monday at the age of 96. Kramer was the executive in the late 1980s. He also served one term on county council and 8 years in the state legislature. He is survived by 3 children, including one son, State Senator Ben Kramer. And more news in just a bit. Please stay tuned.
I am what child hunger looks like in America. I am a 9-year-old boy who hopes a friend invites me to a sleepover so I can have dinner. I am a 15-year-old girl who goes for walks during lunch, so my friends won't know I don't have anything to eat. I am a 13-year-old boy who gets into fights at school just because I'm hungry. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 7 American children who struggle with hunger. Kids you pass by every day but never knew they were hungry.
Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Mr. Rogers said, look for the helpers. You can always find people who are helping. Thank you to all the first responders who put their lives in danger to help us when my brothers and sisters and mom and dad and grandpa and grandma need them.
Thank you, first responders.
We look out for the helpers because they look out for us.
At the end of the day, this is what I signed up for as a first responder, and this is what I love to do. And I'm going to continue going to work day in and day out and providing help to those that need it.
Thank you, first responders. Thank you, first responders. Thank you, first responders.
Love you. Mwah.
Be safe, look after yourself, and look after one another. Thanks.
Welcome back. A man dies in a two-car car crash along the Baltimore-Washington Parkway. The incident happened last night just before 10:30 in the southbound lanes near Route 197. Police have not yet released the identity of the man. The crash closed southbound lanes for 8 hours. Lanes reopened for the morning rush hour, but traffic delays stretched for about 2.5 miles. And if you're a Verizon Wireless customer, your monthly bill is going up. Residential customers will see charges go up by $1.35. That's effective next month. Starting June 16, the business customers will also see a new economic adjustment charge costing about $2 monthly. The price hikes are the first for Verizon in 2 years. And it was nearly 40 years ago when the Conterra Town Center was first proposed in Laurel, but decades later, many residents have more questions than answers about the development. This evening, Conterra will provide a project update just as construction for the town center is about to get underway. You can join in on the virtual update tonight at 7 p.m. on Zoom. Advanced registration is required via the link on your screen. You'll be emailed the link upon registration. And the new version of the popular Broadway play, The Wiz, is coming to Prince George's County. It's called The Wiz, There's No Place Like Home. It was produced and filmed at Shabbat Christian Academy and stars students at the school. The production is based on the many versions of the story from Judy Garland to Michael Jackson. This one, though, is with a churchy twist.
So everybody knows the story of The Wiz, I hope. You know, Dorothy gets caught in the storm and she's transported to Oz and she's trying to find her way back home. Well, it's a Christian school. We want to make it impactful for the kids. Dorothy is at a church service that is 2.5 hours long. That is it's eternal. She falls asleep in church during the production and she's transported to Oz and she's trying to find her way back home.
Now, the film will be shown online on May 26th at 1 in the afternoon. For more information, go to the website on your screen. Well, turning now to the weather forecast tonight, showers likely, lows around 60 degrees. Tomorrow, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, highs around 84. Friday and Saturday, sunny skies with highs in the 60s. Make that the 90s. And that is your news for tonight. I'm Byron Scott. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.